me tell you something that might surprise you. Feeling lost does not always mean you don't know where you're going. Sometimes it means the old version of you no longer works, and the new one is not finished yet. That space in between, that's not confusion. That's reformation. Hello everyone, welcome back to Elevate You Lifestyle. I'm Eric Quick Nelson. Imagine this. Imagine a man who feels off, but not broken. He wakes up and goes through the motions, but something feels incomplete. The things that used to excite him don't hit him the same. The conversation feels repetitive. The habits he once tolerated now feel heavy. He doesn't feel lost in a dramatic way. He feels unsettled. And the question keeps circling quietly in his mind. Is something wrong with me? This is what we're going to talk about today. Let's dive into it. You are not lost. You're being restructured. Growth does not always feel like motivation. Sometimes it feels like discomfort. Because transformation does not start with answers. It starts with friction. The old routines stop working. The old identity feels tight. The old excuses don't satisfy you anymore. That's not failure. That's progress knocking. See, most men panic in this phase. They try to go back to what's familiar. They numb the feeling. They distract themselves with noise, people, or busyness. But the man who evolves does something different. He pauses. He observes. He allows the discomfort to speak, because that discomfort is information. It's telling you something important. You have outgrown the version of yourself that life was built around. And here's the hard part nobody tells you. Reformation is lonely. Not because people disappear, but because you no longer relate to everything the same way. You start questioning your habits, your relationships, your standards, your direction. You don't want chaos. You want alignment. And alignment takes time. See, this phase strips you down. It removes false confidence, removes borrowed beliefs, removes identities built on survival instead of intention. That is why it feels uncomfortable. You are shedding layers. Let me say this clearly. The man who you are becoming cannot live the life you used to tolerate. So things start feeling off. You start craving structure, clarity, discipline. Not because you are weak, because you're ready to rebuild intentionally. Reformation is where discipline is born, not discipline driven by pressure, but discipline driven by self-respect. You stop asking, what do I feel like doing? And start asking, what kind of man am I becoming? That question changes everything, because once identity shifts, behavior follows. You don't need motivation anymore. You need alignment. And alignment creates momentum quietly. See, people won't notice at first. They will think you're distant, different, less available. Let them think that. They don't see the internal work that's happening. They don't see you tightening your standards, cleaning up your habits, sharpening your focus. Reformation is silent, but its results are loud. And when things start clicking, when clarity returns, when confidence stabilizes, people will say, you changed. And you know the truth. You didn't change. You became. Let me leave this with you. Do not rush this phase. Don't fight it. And don't label it as being lost. You're not falling apart. You're being rebuilt with intention. If this message speaks to you today, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear this. Your elevation is just beginning, and you're not alone doing it. Your awareness is power, and once you see it clearly, you move differently. This is Elevate You. And as always, let's elevate.